guten Abend. Here we are.
Hello, Michael,
Howdy.
George, Jefferson, Nadine. How is everyone?
Jefferson, George, Nick, pleasure to see you. Already
Hello.
already a month has flown by.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It's almost Christmas. Trust me on this one.
Yeah, that is crazy. The summer's over, but I don't miss the heat.
Okay, we start today with Nadine. Nadine, looks strange. Where are you?
Yes, I'm in a wonderful hotel which doesn't offer any liquor, so I can't have my gin, I can't have my whiskey, which is horrible. I was so desperate, I was running through a supermarket and tried to get liquor, and then they were telling me they won't sell it. So I'm dry this weekend. I'm in Haarlem in the Netherlands, where there is the Making Vinyl Festival, where I had the pleasure to be a speaker.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Awesome.
Oh, yes, there was, and it was it was great. I've never really was into that festival before, but like everybody was there. I met the Discogs founder, Kevin. I met the new CEO. I met the CTO of Discogs, and I had a long discussion with him. Then there was a panel with Discogs, and I asked some questions about the scammers. And these guys had a lot of fun with me. So it was tremendously, it was totally great. I met Michael Fremmer. I met, and Jefferson, I think this is for you very interesting. There was a booth, and this company was called RTM, and they have pure analogs. So this is the leading manufacturer of studio master and long play tapes.
Yep.
And this guy had a tape where I know that Thomas Busk was having a discussion with me. And I was like, do you know Thomas? And he looked at me and he was like, who are you? And I said, he's one of my best friends. And I said, I know it would be you, because he had this reel-to-reel tape from a soul artist, which I know is coming out, and I was blown away. And you know what else he had?
What is this? A cassette? Not
Green.
audio cassette.
It's a cassette. He makes cassettes as well. And
Yeah.
just recently, I found my Walkman again, and and this is actually a bootleg. So this is like demos and interviews, and this is a bootleg on cassette. And this was like so great. I needed to have it.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah,
It looks like a real tape.
yeah, that would have been great.
It does not look bootleg.
No, but that's great. And he's doing these high-end tapes and all of this. So this company is just I was blown away. Then I saw a company who does vivid or liquid vinyl. So
Okay.
they have a kind of liquid in
You
the
drink
record. No, that if it would be filled with gin, I would open it up myself. But having no liquor, I mean, on this kind of things. But anyway, hey, Thomas. So
Already
they
talked about you, Thomas.
yes. They had this liquid vinyl, and they try to make it as good as sounding as on black vinyl. I doubt this will ever be happening, because it's really thick, like 300 gram. And so I said, you need to adjust your tone arm and your cartridge every time. And I said, no, it does work the same way. And I think
I think that's the injection molding that I saw someone talk about. I think it was, I forget, somebody did a video about it recently about injection molding, and so I know what you're talking about. Did you get to hear it?
No, I honestly I didn't want it, because they was passing on the headphones to everybody, and I wasn't in,
Yeah.
Okay, but again, let's start in a way all over again. What is this Haarlem thing? It's all about music. It's all about hi-fi. It's all about vinyl. What is the idea in general?
The idea is this calling. I've been awake too long, so it's making vinyl. That's what it's called. And there's an American version, and there's a European version. And the European version, it's each year in a different country.
Yeah.
So it's not always in Harlem, and it's a kind of industry meeting. So everybody who's in the vinyl industry is meeting up. And this year they tried to open it up a little more to have other peoples with other views on this. And so, they invited me to talk a little bit about women and vinyl and why Taylor Swift changed the vinyl industry, which in my opinion she didn't, but that's a whole different story. But that's what it is, and it was great. I enjoyed it very much.
Cool.
From the organization point of view, it was horrible. But today I also visited a record plant, and like I said, I had two less sleep, which was what was it called? It was called Record Industry. It was it's here in Harlem, and we had a kind of tour through the plant, and in some parts I did some footage. It was very loud. In some parts I was not allowed to film or make photos because they were their latest releases.
Yeah.
And surprise, surprise, Dark Side of the Moon. And they said, don't make photos of it. And I was like, okay, what's so special about this pressing? Maybe you can tell me this. And he said, it's just a normal reissue. And I said, okay, what's the big surprise? If it would be a 45 RPM version, then it might have been a surprise. I would have talked about it anyway, but yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So when you have been in the record plant, was everything as expected, or were there some aspects that really surprised you?
No, honestly not. They have the printing machines, they have the pressing plants, they are investing in new machines. In some cases they have very old machines, but I've been used to get into printer shops. We have large printers, all of this with my job when I was a trainee. So I kind of knew this, but it was like seeing a video of Chad's company somehow. So it was very, very equal. They have a tremendously interesting quality control. When they discussed about the test pressings, what to take care of, how long they keep the test pressings, and all of this, it was very, very interesting. So, like I said, I got some photos. Next week, I'll upload it.
Cool. How was Michael Fremmer? Was he in a good mood?
He was in a great mood. Especially when we discussed vinyl community, his mood got better and better. So we've had a lot of fun. I like his humor. You really have to like his humor. But he's just like on his videos. Who's it?
Nice.
Hey, Jeff.
And he's very
our sixth guest just arrived. Guten Abend, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Jason. Hey, man.
Thanks for helping me out on the channel.
Jason gives us a little echo. Sorry. You have headphones. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it seems, and tomorrow is a record fair, right?
Yes, at 10 o'clock. So will be there, have a short visit, and then leave directly. I'm not trying to buy anything.
Tomorrow is the last day, or is there also on Sunday?
The making vinyl was yesterday and one half of today, and the Harlem Festival will be starting from today on, from later this afternoon to Sunday. I think there will be concerts. There will everything about the records and music.
The most urgent question has Joe. Did you try Michael Fremmer's sandwich? Because we saw you on the photo with all those sandwiches.
We tried these other sandwiches.
Okay, that was amazing. Maybe we'll get a little back into it when the topic comes up. Yeah, on the other hand, let's do what we usually do on our monthly review concerning everything connected to vinyl music and related stuff. Nick, come on, why don't you start?
Sure.
Next to me, right? How was it? How was your September in anything special?
Yeah, actually, it was actually a good month. It was not in quantity, but the quality for me is huge. I've been waiting for these two records to be pressed on vinyl for God knows how long. And I thought, you know, I had talked to someone at Run Out Groove about it, and they said they just didn't have the licensing. But Light in the Attic put out finally Morphine's Like Swimming and The Night, and the Like Swimming is one LP at 33 RPM, and The Night is 2 at 45 RPM. And I'm you know, just kind of blown away at how good they sound. And besides that, I actually got a couple records that I had been looking for years. Now, this record actually came out in 1995.
Okay.
And you know, but I'd been looking for, you know, a first press. There's been a couple reissues, but you know, this is the first, you know, the original press of a band called Rocket from the Crypt. They're kind of rock and roll with like a horn line, and almost like 50s type kind of, you know, rock and roll, but more distorted with horns. And I also got
but okay, wait, one question for the circle, because I've never ever heard of it. Probably Nadine or Jason does. I haven't. So we're talking rock and roll there.
Yeah, they're a rock band. They're I believe they're, you know, it's drums, bass, guitar, you know, obviously vocals, and I know they have I know they have a sax. They may have 2 saxophones and a trombone. But I used to go and see them a lot in the, you know, in the 90s. And if you got a Rocket from the Crypt tattoo of their little logo, you'd get into the shows for free. But then everyone in the world started getting the Rocket tattoos, so they had to say nope, no more.
Not anymore, really?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, because now, like, you know, all my friends, you know, in the 90s got Rocket from the Crypt tattoos. I never got one, but you know, I may get one now. Why not?
Okay, so that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's you know, to be looking for that record, and I've seen them before, but they're just in crap condition. And this one is just like near mint. And then I found another one. This is Fugazi, and the album is called Steady Diet of Nothing. And this is, for those of you who aren't familiar with Fugazi, the singer for Minor Threat started the band Fugazi, and you know, and they've been, you know, God, they've been playing for at least 30 years, if not longer. Yeah. It used to be $5, no matter what, and they kept that going for a long time until it, you know, they just couldn't do it anymore. But every time you saw Fugazi, it was $5, and you know, I saw them from small clubs to bigger theaters. No matter what it was $5 for the ticket. And then then these, you know, the fees, you know, started to creep on the ticket prices, and they just kept going up and up and up. So, but they still kept them down. I gotta give them credit for, you know, keeping prices down to see them live.
So that you get so many records, you have been looking for quite some time. Is it a sheer coincidence, or have you been more usual special record fair, or what happened?
No, actually, a friend of mine who I knew was getting rid of some records and who had these, I said, what do you want for the Fugazi and the Rocket record?
Yeah.
And he gave me a more than reasonable deal, like not even close to Discogs prices.
Right.
He gave me like the
Oh, that's amazing.
the more friendly price. So I paid like maybe 50%, if that, of what they were going for.
And especially if they're in this great condition. That's
they're both perfect condition. They're super and I have yet to clean them. I couldn't wait to play them, so I just put the filthy record on the turntable, and it sounded good. I just gotta clean it though, but
you couldn't wait for the clean. Okay.
No, I couldn't.
Okay, you have more for the second round, I think. So then let's go over to Mr. George Borden.
Okay, I'll go fast because I got a bunch of things. The first one, Marius, Mr. Stark, Mr. Rojas. There you go. I think this record sounds great. I noticed some people have said it's a little on the bright side. It is a little more open and airy on the top end than I'm used to. I have an original American and an original German, and after going back to those after this, those ones kind of sounded a little bit dull. So I was very happy with this. It's really open. It really fills the room up. I'm very happy, and this record has been in my life for a long time. So I was very happy to have this. And then
not so fast, George. This is a very interesting release. If I remember correctly, you said that your favorite version is the German pressing, right? Do I remember this correctly?
Up until I got that, I can say now that that one is my favorite to listen to now. Yeah, it's a big difference dimensionally. It really sort of fills out the room as opposed to the other ones that are very kind of here. And again, it's just that same kind of thing where it's like an exploded view of the record, and some people don't like that. But for me, I've been listening to that record since 1976. So I was 8. It's been in my life for quite a while, and I still have the original copy that me and my mom got back in the end of 76, 77 when it came out. So very special record. Now this one I got Jose Moreno Ron suggested this to me.
I have
Chelino Sanchez. And it's it's weird. It comes in like I got it from Vinyl Me Please.
Yes.
I found it hard to figure out what was going on because they were saying, well, you can start your subscription with this record, and it was like $50 for the record listed, and then or $46 and then $50 for a month subscription or something like that. And I thought I was paying double, but it was really just the cost of the record started the subscription, and then I got it, and then I just sort of turned it off the subscription because I didn't want them to be sending me a bunch of country records. This is more seems like traditional folk music to me than it does country. But I get it. It's what it is.
I found it quite refreshing because I'm a subscriber of the country series from the beginning, and I found it quite refreshing that they put out this Mexican music, folk music, which suits this series quite good. What is your take on the overall sound of it? Did you like it? What do you say about the remaster, the mix?
To be honest with you, it's the only time I've ever heard it, so I wouldn't know if it's not like it's going to blow your mind with audiophile quality. It was more about just listening to the music, and it almost sounds like a live band playing. It's like traditional instrumentation. It's not it's all audible and you can hear it all, but I wasn't sitting there focusing on it in a sort of an audiophile listening capacity. I was just more kind of just soaking in the music and listening to it. And after a while, it just became sort of like a vibe. I don't know what they're singing about, or he's singing about. I mean, I have an understanding about it, but I don't understand Spanish when it's flying by like that. But
this kind of music always is, for me, it's like you are being at a marriage or birthday party or it's always like you're at a party, which is quite striking if you are in the right mood. I think you have to be in the mood for it, right?
Yeah, and from what I understand is that a lot of these songs are pretty heavy in terms of what he's talking about. I guess this guy, he's singing some songs from. I did a little research and I was talking to Jose about it. Mm-hmm. This guy they're kind of like murder ballads almost. It's like this guy's singing about sort of like
this mariachi thing, right? This mariachi thing.
Yeah, but I think the content of the lyrics is more singing songs about particular outlaws, and I think this guy had some trouble and was actually like shot on stage or something like that. Jason might know more about it than I do. Jose said he was, but then he lived, and there you go. Yeah, you got it too. Yeah.
Okay, if you know more about him, enlighten us, Jason. Tell us. Talk to us.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Internet good. I believe he's kind of like what you would call like the Mexican version of Johnny Cash or Waylon Jennings. You would consider him as an outlaw, right?
Okay.
So I think he died before he really became internationally famous. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, George. But that's
what I heard.
Did you already tell the story when he went on stage and got a note that, if you keep singing, then you will die?
I said something about being on stage. I thought it was that he got shot on stage, but I guess he was threatened on stage.
Yes.
There you go.
He was threatened on stage. Michael,
yeah,
did you get this?
Come again?
Did you get this?
Yeah, I got it, and I already listened to it, and I quite liked it. As I said, I find it quite refreshing for the country series, because I'm always on the brink of canceling it, and then whenever I want to do it, they put out a nice one, and I consider this a nice one. Not a fantastic one, but a nice one. Very interesting.
Yeah,
to have this
not an audiophile record. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, although I don't have a problem if it's not an audiophile record. If they get the best out of it, and it's cool to have one record of this genre and have it at your reach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, should I finish?
As you like. We're going 2-3 rounds and go.
Okay. I filled some holes with steaming, cooking.
Yes.
Already had relaxing, right? And I guess there's one more I got to find. And
I remember at the last stream, I think, wasn't the Postman?
It was on the way. It was out for delivery when we were doing it. I was like, I hope it gets here and I can open it. And then because the price was right on Chad's channel there's some Sonny Rollins Tenor Madness and Lightning Hopkins, John Coltrane, Red Garland Trio.
Damn it. This is fantastic.
Tommy Flanagan Overseas. This was great.
Horribly underrated.
And Boss Tenor Gene Ammons.
Not underrated, but an amazing jazz album.
Yeah. And that was sort of filling some gaps.
Nice.
Nice.
That was mine.
Wow. Yeah, the Tommy Flanagan is unbelievable. Okay, thank you for a first take, George. Jefferson, Tubelandia.
Okay,
you are here for many reasons. This month, the main reason is you at the end of the month, not many days ago, you put out an amazing video about Real to Real.
Thank you.
And whoever is not afraid to get into this rabbit hole, there are some reasons not to, and there are many reasons to do so. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think you give a wonderful overview on your channel, Tubelandia.
Okay.
And this is one of the reasons. Maybe before you get into it, what was the reasoning behind doing this? because we know each other from the OVC Discord. We talked a lot about reel to reel. Yeah, what made you finally do this video? Why do you start to share this knowledge and your love for it?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of reasons. First of all, I've been wanting to do it for a while because there's a lot of information about reel to reel out there, but it seems it's not super well curated. And, you know, usually someone's trying to sell you something, either a tape or a machine or whatever. And there's a lot of different variations of reel to reel. There's a lot of different ways to get into it. And there's also, I guess the main reason, Michael, is I see story after story, like every week, where someone goes to a show and hears reel to reel, and it's, oh my God, sounds amazing. Okay, I'm going to do that, but they don't really, they get excited about it, and then the money, they'll go buy the machine they saw at the show, but maybe from a broker or someone else, and it has a lot of problems. And or they'll say, let me just get any reel to reel, and they'll get a older consumer machine, again with lots of problems. And then, you know, they sink a bunch of money into it, or they get frustrated with it, and then they just give up. And I just wanted to let people know that you can get into it for a reasonable amount of money, but you have to have knowledge. You have to read about it. You have all these people, you know, all these studio engineers, they forgot about reel to reel, and now there's like a generation that's passed where that knowledge has kind of gotten lost. But it's not insurmountable, and that was what I was trying to make a point. You know, some people will spend $5,000 on a phono stage, and that's cool, you know. But for that same amount of money, you can get a really good prosumer machine and a thing of tapes, a decent catalog, starter catalog of tapes. And so I wanted to basically put a basic primer, and it consists of, these are all the experts out here that you should read. And then these are the, you know, and these are the mistakes that I've made. Please don't make the same mistake I did. You know, and so if people are interested, they want to take the plunge, I wanted to provide, you know, at least a starter guide to get there. And, you know, I've got a lot of feedback on it so far, and most of it was looks really good, but you could have talked about this, could have talked about that. I think maybe I need to do a series, right? Because I didn't want to have an hour-long video and lose people halfway through it. I just wanted to say, this is it. This is true. This is yes, it's expensive, but it's even more expensive if you try to do it on the cheap and try to ingrain that lesson and then provide resources for people to check out. But that was basically the motivation behind it.
So without going in too deep into it, too technical into it, I think we have at least 4 guys here. I don't know how it is with Jason, who are into reel to reel in different ways. And this is Nick, George, Jefferson, and Nadine.
I'm recruiting Jason right now as we speak.
In a nutshell, all 4 of you, biggest advantage of reel to reel, biggest disadvantage of reel to reel. Nick, George, Jefferson, Nadine.
Well, the biggest advantage is the sound. It just sounds spectacular. I think the downside of reel to reel is the actual upkeep of the machine, and the price, the cost of it. You know, records are one thing, and you know, they're pricey enough, but getting into reel to reel, that's like a whole other level. And I have 2 machines. One of them is kind of working. You know, I could play a reel on it, but I'd rather not. You know.
George, biggest advantage.
The biggest advantage is that you can make your own, right? So you can get, you know, I wouldn't buy pre-recorded tapes as much as I would just have fun buying blank reels and making, you know, my own tapes. You know, that would be my type of streaming. And instead of streaming, I would sit there as a kid and make compilation mixtapes, of all my favorite songs off of records, and you could slow the tape speed down and it would go for an hour. The disadvantage, and you got to remember this, that behind those reels there are huge motors that weigh a lot. There's a lot of components inside there. There's a lot of capacitors that need to be redone and replaced all the time, especially if you're buying a machine even in the 80s now, should be recapped. So it's a lot of maintenance, and they're heavy. Those things weigh 50 pounds, 60 pounds, even the smaller ones. And and I would also say that you'd want to get into the pro versions of them if you really want to get good sound quality, balanced inputs,
I agree,
and balanced outputs. So that's
and the secret about that too, George, is that the pro machines are much easier to learn on than the home consumer ones, especially in terms of aligning it for different calibrations, etc.
Yeah, they don't make those home ones to be calibrated. Those things are just those are difficult.
Those are like, they call it set it and forget it. And there's no real set it and forget it, and just unfortunately.
Nadine, your biggest pro and your biggest con when it comes to reel, as you also have one, right?
I have two machines. I have a 2-track mono and a 4-track stereo. I love these machines. They are heavy as hell, and maintenance is horrible. It's really horrible. And getting spare parts. I have 2 Revox A77 MCAR 4s, and getting these spare. We know what's good. So that's getting these spare parts.
To me, that's the best Revox, and I know I'll get shot for saying that, but the A77, it's a workhorse. It's reliable. I mean, if it's good enough for Brian Eno, it's good enough for me.
Yeah, and then it's good enough for me. So and I just love the sound quality of it. I have some 70s, early 70s tapes, and they just sound tremendously well. I have Isaac Hayes' Hot Buttered Soul on these tapes, and it always knocks me off my feet how good they sound.
Okay, what's the big difference to it has more of everything, or what is it? Warmer, more analog, what is it?
I mean, I'm gonna steal Chad's line again, but basically it brings you closer to the source, right? So if the band is in, you get one step closer to that, more so than upgrading your speakers, more so than getting a new amplifier, more so than getting any kind of hardware to your system. It's you're feeding one generation or several generations closer to what was actually heard in the control room when the album was made. And so that's the biggest advantage to me.
It's a more robust mechanic for playing back the audio as well. For instance, when you have 1/4-inch tape, the width of the track, and the fact that you're kind of, it's metal to metal contact, but it's done in a more robust way of picking up, and it's not as susceptible. It is, but not as susceptible to, say, vibration. Taking that little tiny stylus and that little microscopic stylus going through that, it's so susceptible to any kind of vibration. We all know that. That's why we have to spend so much on a turntable. Whereas with the tape machine, you feel more confident. I think when it's properly aligned and you're getting playback, you're more confident about what you're hearing back as being a little more what they intended, in the studio on the day they listened to it back off of a tape in the first place.
So when you say
a little bit more,
excuse, when you say this alignment, the how often do I have to do it? Is it every week, every month, every year? How many tapes can I listen to until I have to readjust the things?
Okay, here's the thing, Michael. You probably don't have to align it that much. Your tech has set it up for you, because the majority, the line shares of commercial tapes are recorded in IEC, which is the European equalization standard. Okay. And so if your machine's set up for IEC
versus NAB, which would be the other
versus
one.
NAB, the National Association of Broadcasters, which is like the then you probably do, and you're only listening to IEC tapes, then you probably don't have to ever change it. But what's cool is that a lot of newer, some of the more pro reel-to-reels can do IEC or NAB, right? And so you just it's a matter of flipping a switch. Okay, so the alignment in that respect is pretty straightforward. Where an engineer like George has to be concerned, and like for me, I'm concerned only because I get tapes from a variety of different people and engineers. Everyone's system, everyone's tape machine is set up differently. So you have alignment tones. And so I like to align my machine to the tape source that I'm giving, right? And the pro units allow you to do that. But I'm very over the top with.
Do you freeze up?
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to say I'm very anal about that. If I was just buying commercial tapes from Analog Productions or Tape Project, then I wouldn't have to worry about it. Leave it on IEC and pretty much be done.
In the studio, we had to align every day. So every single time, every new session, even time, and also, especially when Ampex moved to 499, which was a hotter tape stock, you couldn't, you could record hotter to say 499 from 456. So you'd align in a different way using, say, oh, that's not me.
No, that's me. Sorry.
Right. So you measure flexivity on tape in nanowebers per meter squared. And so you could, what you basically know is that, hey, this tape can play it, +6 and record it +6, but your meter doesn't show that. So you'd back down to -6 when you were aligning off of, say, a 185 tape. And then when you'd go to 0, you'd be hitting that tape hotter. Now, if the next session came in and they had 499, well, you could go to +9 with that. So you'd have to realign the machine, knock those meters back to -9. So when you hit 0, you were actually going to +9, and that's based on the fact that you have a reference tape that gives you tones at the beginning that is of a certain flexivity and the tape stock. But you don't have to worry about that so much anymore. If you know what kind of tape you like to buy and you're making recordings, you set your machine up once, you're good to go.
You're good.
When you do the recordings, what do you do? Do you do tape copies, or do you use your new one step Eagles record, or what do you use when you do your
well, I wouldn't want to waste tape on the Eagles one step, but,
come on, Jefferson, you could recompress it back to its old glory.
No, your question, Michael, it's a list of everything. Sometimes it's records. But mainly what I do is I do tape to tape, and I've gotten pretty good at making tape right. Because I trade with people all over the world. You send me a copy of this, and I'll send you a copy of that, coming from the Grateful Dead days of trading tapes. But I know that it's a lot like someone learning to fly the plane, but not take off their land. So I'll make a copy. I make a copy of the tape. But when I'm playing around, like when MQA came out a few years back, I was like, okay, supposedly this is the reel-to-reel. So I was taking MQA decoded and then putting that onto reel-to-reel. And, it adds some that tape. It adds some analog warmth. I wouldn't say that it degraded the signal in any way. It warmed it up. And it's more fun since, buying all the decoders and then encode it, decode it, etc. And then, occasionally I'll just for fun do a voiceover on some tape or something at 3 3/4 just to play around with it. But my main goal is playback, and that's what I focus on.
How much tape trading is there? Mark Cironi wanted to know this. How much tape trading is there?
In terms of reel to reel, I don't think it's a popular thing. But if you in the day, cassette trading, that's how Metallica got famous in the beginning with bands like that. Yeah, and the Grateful Dead, right? Like, you know, they would make tapes and then would hand them out to people, you know, because it was so easy to do and it was so cheap to do. So cassette was a good way to trade. But reel to reels are a little more difficult.
Jason, you have a take on tape? If not, just go and show us your main things from September.
Maybe real brief. Like I have a Revox B77 and
Nice.
it's heavy.
Yes.
And tapes for it are expensive, but I mean, it does sound great, like great fidelity, all that stuff. But do I want to lug that thing around?
No.
You do
My
your own
stuff is
tapes?
very stationary.
Well, I used to like make demos and stuff and like hook it up to I have like all this gear. I think it would make George cry. Like I have like a preamp, like a 2 preamp that Motown used to use and stuff. But
Nice.
go into that. I don't want to talk gear. Like I want to.
Jason, I know where the Motown Quad 8 desk is that Sly Stone bought and brought out here to the record plant. I know where it's at. I've touched it. It's in a garage. It's in a garage up here in Vacaville. The guy bought it, and
go get
8.
it, George. Go get it.
We tried to fire it up and it started to smoke, so we unplugged it.
Wow, that's awesome.
Take it to Gorski, man. If anybody can repair it, he can.
Yeah.
So let me show you.
Of course, go for it. You got the okay.
So did you already show this? I think you already made a video.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Really?
I did not.
So if you remember, I brought my original to Den Bosch and sold it for a lot of money. And, you know, I didn't think I would be able to get Pharaoh again, right? But this is that lovely Luca Pop reissue that came out, I think, this past month. And it's just beautiful. Like, I don't even know what to say, Michael. Like, this is just awesome. And with
they did a good job on it, right?
Oh yes, fantastic job. I mean, you get all these extras, pictures with Pharaoh. I don't know. You want to play along with Pharaoh? There's the sheet music with him. You know.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
You want clippings of Pharaoh? You know.
Nice.
You can brag that you went to see Pharaoh at the show.
It's like a Kiss album.
Right? Awesome. Again, like such great extras, like a picture of him and stuff. You know, it's awesome. Polaroid negative, right? So, you know.
Oh, they made a edition. Nice. Yeah, that's nice. You know, I'm under the impression that we see quite some of those new reissues or archival releases from Sun Ra right now. True? Have you seen there has been another one announced in concert on a very small edition? Nice. Look at this booklet.
Right. Just fantastic. Like this is well done and well priced, you know.
Mm-hmm. And the quality of the reissue is also acceptable, right?
Yes. I mean, it is missing a little of the high end. I mean, you know, because this guy right here, he owned the original. Let me, you know, humble brag here. Yeah. But this is great. Like, you don't want to pay $700 for this, okay? Yeah. It's very reasonable to buy this amazing deluxe box set for like, I don't know, $55.
Nice.
I think I saw something. I think Sundazed maybe putting out a Sun Ra box of some sort. I just quickly, you know, went through the email I got. I'm not sure what it includes or entails, but I saw some kind of Sun Ra box.
Nice one.
And you get
what do we have here?
This bonus LP of him playing Harvest Time live, like you. Amazing job, Luca Pop. This is great.
Okay, cool. Also a reissue, right?
Yes, also a reissue. Fantastic. Nice. Now we can brag that we saw Sun Ra in 70.
What label is that on, Jason? I didn't hear you.
It's on Luca Pop.
Okay,
so
thank you.
That's David Byrne's label.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Nadine, do you have records with you in Harlem?
Of course. Of
Of course.
Of course, I got some records and brought them with me.
That's nice.
In preparation of the stream. But first of all, who knows what's going on with the Discogs app? Is anybody in the gallery can tell me what's going on with the app?
What happened?
You can't open it. It says we are improving something. Go to the latest version, but that's the latest version, and you can't get access to Discogs.
What did you say to them today, Nadine? Maybe it has something to do with it.
Maybe it has something to do. Maybe I was too critical.
Yeah.
But what did I get? I bought or I'm getting a big fan of Soul for Real. This is a label from Spain. This is a one person's business, and he is releasing some rare soul stuff. And this is an album from Jewel Bass, In and Out of Love. You get this for €25. You get a very thick cardboard. There are some unissued tracks on it, and for €25 you get a fantastic soul album. So this is on heavy rotation. I have to delete and restore, and then it works fine. Thank you, Mark. I didn't.
I think they blocked you, Nadine, after you.
They're mad at you.
Just because I asked about scammers and about the grading situation, yeah, maybe. But this is a great one.
Nice.
So how many rounds do you plan to do?
I think 2 to 3. We are 6 people.
You're totally right.
I did all mine in the first round, so I got nothing.
No
left.
problem. You okay, go. Then go, Nadine. Go.
I do another. So this is an unreleased album by Solomon Brook, and he also made some scratches on the cover with things he wanted to improve. So
nice.
I have the written on version. It's on red wax. I kept the records at home, and so this is the unedited version. And so where he's, and this is unreleased album, never came out. It's from 1981. It's a gospel album, and actually one of a kind.
Nice. Where did you get it?
This was offered to me by a collector.
Cool.
I've got sensors here, and I didn't make an export of my collection from Discogs.
Too much so. Yeah.
Too much so. But thanks, guys. I'll try that. I delete the app and try it again if I remember my password.
Now go to the Discogs guy. They are both there. Go to them, wake them up, and say, "Here, please, my app isn't working."
Yeah.
Knock.
They're on while we are doing this live stream, they're on an exclusive party, invitation only, where they are serving not kind of the drinks, but they pay for the drinks at that party.
And you are not invited.
I'm here with you guys.
But you could have been there.
I set priorities.
Oh my God!
She didn't get invited.
I didn't bring this for nothing.
Between us, it's all about Jefferson, right? Because when you heard he's here tonight, you said, "Okay, I canceled the big Discogs party."
Of course.
Because I want to hear this crazy guy talk about tape. Yeah.
So I just deleted my Discogs app, just so that you guys know.
You canceled the party and deleted the app. Okay, now it's my turn. Okay, my first turn is not record related, not in a direct way, because I'm not sitting differently. I'm sitting at this place I always sit, and nobody misses the flowers behind me. Yeah, see, you don't look at the piece. You don't look at.
I got a new shelf, Mike.
I have to take this one. I got a new shelf. So.
Wow.
Yeah, more space. Look at all this space. And now I have 6 shelves. 3 of them are all empty like this one. And you know what? I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Because if you have a shelf like this one, it looks comfy, it looks structured, but quite honest, between us, it isn't.
No, it's not. What's behind me is a hodgepodge. It's just a mess.
It's not. And now with all this, I finally have the opportunity to restructure everything. I can take this out, put it here, then restructure this case or this box, and now this box. And I promised my wife, that's it. That's it. No more shelves. This is the space I have to deal now with for the time being. Makes me a little bit afraid, but I will stick to it. Jason, why are you laughing?
That's a big promise, Michael. It's a big
It
promise.
is, but it makes sense. It makes sense. Oh, it's a lot of space. I now can double the amount of records I already have, and that should be enough.
It's easier to organize too when you have
so
that
much easier.
much space. You can, yeah.
Yeah.
And now, of course, this I can imagine that the whole process of reorganization and putting those there, and this will be a process over months.
Yeah.
You know, when I get a new tone poet, I said, damn it, a new tone poet. There is no space where the tone poets are. What
Right.
It's
you
not
just
that you can
move it over.
Yeah, but where? If there is nothing to move over. And now I have the space. So that is something I wanted to share. How many records can all your shelves accommodate? Justin, great question. It depends. If I would only have records like Music Matters Jazz or the 45s, I'd say 6,000, 8,000. But you know, with all those originals, I think you can even double or triple the amount because they are way smaller, way thinner than those stout, heavy cardboarded records, right?
Yeah, I think you can usually fit about 60 normal records in a cube, and between 50 and 60 is usually what I can fit in a cube. And you don't want them to be super tight in there too. You want to leave a little breathing room.
Very important.
Yeah.
So that if you put one out, not the whole.
Right.
Yeah, but this is now fun and very encouraging in a way. And I started, as you can see, but this will change and change and change for now. And then you will see space all over the place, and maybe not on this shelf over there. This will stay the same because there are all the box sets, and I don't get that many box sets anymore. So yeah, that was a big thing this week and a lot of work so far.
You have one of your friends make the custom, make them for, and they're steel.
They are black steel, and they are custom made here in Düsseldorf from a metal worker. And what I do like about it is that they are so thin.
Yeah.
It's 3 millimeter, and they don't bend because they have I don't know the English term. Nadine, Falz. They
are bent. They're bent
at the end, so they don't bow and.
Oh yeah.
I'm very, very happy with them. Very simple, cubic design. I love it.
Yeah.
Very happy with them, and they can carry the burden.
Yeah. That's all. And think of how much weight. Like when you pick up one crate of records, I mean that's I don't know exactly how much that weighs, but that's a lot. And think of how much a whole 16 cubes or way more on yours. What is that, like 20 at least?
25.
Okay.
Wait, no, let me count. No, more. 6. 30.
Oh, okay. It's 6 by 5.
Yes. So that's it. And then I had to remove the closets over there. It was quite something.
Yeah,
I was so afraid that I get in real trouble when my wife says, "Oh no, I don't like that." Luckily, she likes it.
I'm
Wife's
really
approval
thinking
factor.
about getting myself also new shelves. The one I've seen it.
You made a video about this. Yeah, right.
Yes,
You were very
I'm
active.
really thinking about it, but I just figured out that if I take the ones I saw, there's too less space already.
You should talk to Stunty, Nadine. He's got some good shelves.
Yeah.
I think Stunty's shelves are the eighth miracle.
I put my grays and
The pyramids are nothing against Stunty's. Yeah, and then that was my take, and then another take is, for me, I don't know how it is with you, the most exciting thing in September concerning vinyl directly. Yeah, it was for me the Atlantic 75 announcement. I think finally getting Chad's big announcement, and finally it's out there and we can talk about it. That was pure fun. That was pure fun.
And everybody is still talking about it.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
single
Yeah,
time
they
I turn
are.
on the TV, someone's talking about it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And this
I've
will
seen
go
it.
on when they finally come out. This will be quite exciting.
Yeah, it's like 3 years worth of fun.
At least, yeah. Sorry. Okay, next round with Nick again, right?
I only have one more, and this is one that I grabbed also with the rocket from the Crypt and the Fugazi. This is a T for the Tillerman, but this is a first German
nice
press on Island, and this sounds fantastic. I haven't heard or nor do I own the Analog Productions, which I'm sure is probably trumps this one, but for my needs, I'm glad to have this one, and it's just the records I got this month, they're all super clean, they're in condition, but man, I am so excited about that these are finally out now. The whole entire Morphine catalog is finally out on vinyl.
So those Morphine records have never been out there on vinyl? Never?
No, they've never have been. If all their other records have been, and these actually from the Morphine store, these sold out in like a half hour.
Okay.
So, and then you could get them from Light in the Attic, and I know I don't know what the status is or how many they pressed of each of these, but the second I saw these, it was like, bye, go, and I'm just
get back into the T for the Tillerman, because this is quite a almost legendary typo, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Have you ever heard the 45 RPM analog production version?
No, I unfortunately haven't.
Because
this
also
is
has quite a legendary status, and I would love to hear your comparison. Any chance?
Yeah, I'd love to hear it too. I mean,
maybe George has. George, do you have the analog production of it?
I don't, and I have, but I have two of the OG Americans on A&M, and I've always loved that album ever since I was a kid, and I've always just been satisfied and with the ones that I have. But I do, now that you're talking about it, it's not available right now, right? It's gone.
Long gone, and I totally agree with Joe. This would make an amazing UHQR. Jefferson, do you have the T for the Tillerman analog production?
I do not. No, it's always one I wanted to get, but just haven't.
It's quite pricey right now, right? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I haven't looked at it in a while. I've got a decent mid-70s repress of it, and my favorite personal of Cat Stevens is the Harold and Maude soundtrack. My wife loves that movie, so that's a nice. It's not the greatest hits, but it's a good overview. So that's my go-to for Cat Stevens.
And Nick, your tea for the Tillerman comes from the same collection from your friend?
Yeah, yeah. I grabbed those 3 from him, and this is, as far as I can tell, it's a, you know, it's a first German pressing on.
This is almost real to real price, right?
Wow. The Analog Productions ones, like, you know, they always go up, way up in price, and then they get, you know, then they finally get repressed, and you know, I don't know what's, you know.
Careful with you're totally right. They do, but some
some don't
repress, right?
Yeah.
And then you're into serious trouble.
Yeah, you definitely are.
That and I think with the tea for the Tillerman, it is the case. I'm not sure that he will repress them.
No, I kind of doubt it too, because I mean, I think it's been pressed like numerous times by now.
There's a bunch of them. There's 17 for sale on Discogs, ranging from 70 to 120.
Oh, that's not as bad as what I thought.
Joe
is that the 45, George?
Okay.
Oh, let me double check. Oh, I think this is the single 200 gram.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. The 45 is quite exactly. That's probably the 33.
Yeah, probably.
Jason, do you have the analog production tea for the Tillerman, or do you have the original, or don't you like the record?
So you're asking me if I like Cat Stevens or not?
Yeah, I asked you. Do you or don't you?
I do not have the AP, but I do have like the UK pressings. I think
Mm-hmm.
there's 5 or 6 Cat Stevens records.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I like early Cat Stevens because he's a bit more silly. But then, of course, the more popular Cat Stevens records are very more spiritual, right? More soulful.
Yeah.
Right.
So, George, as you have all
438. Sorry?
As you have shot all your gunpowder at the first round.
And that story in my life.
Anything you want to share with us?
Well, I am I'm gearing up for the Asia thing.
Okay.
And also I've got some records that are in transit right now that'll be here for the next one, coming from Alaska. And I found them on Discogs, and one of them is a record that I mastered and totally forgot about. I'll have a report on that. We can make fun of my work. It's a record.
You make fun of your work.
Yeah. So I totally I was like, whoa, I mastered this. That's crazy. I don't even remember it. And but it's out and it's there and it's on its way. So coming from Alaska, it takes a long time. I get things back from Japan faster than Alaska for some reason. It's taken like 14 days to ship. Wow. So I've got that, and also I ordered with it. Every time I find somebody who's got something on Discogs and I'm going to buy a record, I try to look around through their stash to see if there's something else just to kind of make it worth the shipping. Yeah. And I found a near mint copy of the Vaughn Brothers Family Style, so I'm looking forward to getting that. It's a Nile Rodgers production, and I know that at the time people thought it was a little watered down for Stevie Ray Vaughan, but I always thought it was a fun record to listen to. And then, I'm looking forward to getting that. So I'll have a report on that as well next time.
Jefferson, second round. You're muted.
So of course my neighbors are doing leaf blowing now. I hope it's
of course they are. What did you expect?
So I have a bunch. I picked up some things that are new releases, and I picked up some things that were grails that just kind of I stumbled onto. But first, sorry if that's really loud.
Jefferson could easily be in Germany, depending on the connection.
Exactly. I think Jefferson froze up. I think you're freezing up, Jefferson.
I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe need to go inside where there's.
Yeah. Okay. You know what?
better
We
connection. I'm not
what we
sure
can
why
do.
it's having-
If it's okay with you, we go with Jason, and you go inside and join us, and then you do the second round.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry.
No problem. No problem. We have Jason here.
So if anyone knows who The Creation is, right? They were a UK 60s sort of garage rock band. This is, I believe, the German album that came out in 1967. Been wanting this for 15 years. This is not a cheap record. You could probably get the reissue for $20, but the original German, like this is.
Wow. Where did you get it, Jason?
I got it through Discogs and patiently waited and cried for a bit, you know.
It looks the jacket itself looks amazing. Amazing in good condition.
Is anyone familiar with The Creation?
I am not.
So they have a song.
George, Nadine, are you familiar with The Creation?
I am familiar, yes. I think
I'm not.
So it's like one of the songs off the movie Rushmore. It's got that kind of like dun 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 dun. No?
No. No, sorry.
But this is like one of the best. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Justin is, of course, familiar with it. There's also an OG Danish pressing.
That's right. But Justin, no more. I need to stop. Getting this is the one. No more. Like,
Nice. So this is a grail to you?
yes.
For how many years did you hunt it down?
A good like 10, 15 years, Michael. Like
Wow. Wow. And it was a great opportunity over at Discogs, and you said, oh, this is it? Or how did it came to be?
Yep. It came like this is not a cheap record. Like if anyone knows, like this record starts at between 100, 200 starting. You know? I don't remember seeing this in Denver, but it was probably there.
Nice. I think Jefferson is. Oh,
he's going through some stuff.
Yeah. So this is the first original you showed today. You have another one, Jason?
Another original? No, this is the only one I brought. Like I brought some like reissue stuff, you know. Like I wanted to show this to Nadine real quick. Hopefully, Nadine, you got this 4LP amazing set. Like this is awesome. Get it while it's cheap, Nadine. Heads up.
You need to send me the link. I'm still looking for an original.
Okay.
Not enough. It's very difficult here in Europe. Also in the Netherlands, I was looking for. It's very difficult finding original Aretha Franklin. So please send me the link.
Sure, I'll send you the link. Like this is like the whole 4LP, 2 shows, full 2 shows.
Which label put it out?
Atlantic Records. So this is like the deluxe version of Amazing Grace.
Yeah, I love the cover of it.
Nice. Well made. And all analog. What can you tell us about the mastering?
I believe it's mastered by Chris Bellman. I believe, from what I remember. So I could be wrong. Someone in the comments can correct me, but it does sound fantastic.
Yes, it's the most sold gospel album of all time, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a big one. Let's hope Chet gets the rights, right? For the 45.
Oh, that would be, oh my God.
Yeah.
Then I pee my pants. Need diapers.
Okay.
Michael.
When in actuality, it's something else that you don't understand.
Okay, Jefferson is back now.
Thanks, Michael.
The moving man.
Yes, exactly.
Third location of the day.
I got to keep you guys guessing. I got warts. I got to keep moving around.
Okay, share your records of
So-
September.
So this is some stuff I got from the club, but
The rock
Pleasure.
music. Yeah, nice.
the last one with Brian Eno, original pink rim. Stranded,
Yes.
which sounds fabulous.
Yeah, the originals are unbelievable, aren't they? Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a repress of Volume 4, but it's still on the Vertigo Swirl label.
So a second press that used the same metal parts, right?
Same stampers, same year as the original year. It's just later in the year.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everything else the same. And then this is 75 repress of Hunky Dory, which was the only UK copy I have. So I just wanted to try that out.
Is it the Bilbo cup?
This is not the Bilbo. This is just standard 75 UK.
Okay, nice. I would love to hear
but
George's take on it, George. When it comes to those second pressings, those soon after the original release second pressing that uses the same metal parts, is it the same when it comes to the sound of it? Of course, it has not the collectibility in many cases. But what would you say when it comes to the overall quality? No difference?
I wouldn't hesitate. Yeah, they know how many times they've used that stamper, and when it's done, that they discard it. But they make a lot. They make a lot at the beginning, and I think that they press initially what they think they should make, and then the album does well, and then they go back, and if they still have the parts, they make more. I wouldn't hesitate to buy it. If all I'm really looking for, usually if I'm trying to get an OG, is country of origin and the year of release, and I feel pretty confident that's what you're because again, you go back to those Beatle records, and they were recutting those things twice a year because they ran out of metal parts. But that was all done in house, and they had the notes, and they you can get picky about which one is the best and all that, but they're all close enough for me. I'm good.
I think for me, in the interest of getting a good sounding quality that I can afford, I will consider second, maybe third pressing. And I think you said it, Michael, in one of your previous videos that if you've got a true OG, but it's covered in surface noise, and you've got a repress or a different country, that doesn't have the surface noise. I mean, what's the go with the better sounding record? But
of course,
it depends on how much you need to have the artifact of that pressing. So.
Of course, the ideal is having an unplayed, sealed copy of the very first original pressing.
That's what we all want, for
sure.
Yeah.
Exactly, but how realistic is this, right?
Yeah, that's realistic. Yeah.
Who is mopping the floor? Nadine doesn't look busy. So no room service at her place. So now we have Jefferson the second time, we have Jason the second time, we have Nadine the snow. Nadine, you have another take, don't you?
Yes, I'm also shooting all the bullets.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I got the Independence, nice silver cover, early soul group, very talented. You still can get this very cheap.
Okay.
Then I was a little into my Latin fever, and I bought this Eddie Palmieri album, which is sounding good. This is a fantastic record. I love it.
Nice.
So I got a soul album, a promo copy of Wow from William Bell, Stax record. Then I got VCLT from Thomas Busk.
I never got a VCLT from Thomas. Why do you get all those VCLTs? I have no idea.
What do you mean with all those?
Oh, you get them.
This is actually the third time I'm getting a VCLT, and yeah. So a great soul record from the 60s. I'm not done, Michael.
Sorry.
You're not scaring me.
Sometimes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're not scaring me. I'm not afraid that I'm. So Irene Reed. Then this is a pretty rare one. This is Rayfield Reed and the Magnificence, Treat You Right. Only album he did, fantastic soul album. This
People congregate.
I needed to have, because look at the cover. You need to have a record. It comes like this.
I can't stand it. I'm not talking about
Wow.
Yeah, but you need to have a cover. And then a Grail. I always wanted to have it. I was at Traxwax in Las Vegas. This is a record store where they don't have price tags on the records, and you have to go down. And he looks at Discogs, what the price is, and he was like, with this record, oh, it's over $1,000. And I said, no, thank you. So I got this, and it was still in shrink, and this is a fantastic soul album. It's finally having it, and it was way less than $1,000. And in
800.
no, 990.
900. Oh, you drove a hard bargain.
Yes, of course, always. So these were some of the finds from this month. So that's why you understand that if the record fair is tomorrow, I will just have a quick look, and then I drive home as fast as I can.
Nadine, promise?
Of course.
Don't forget, on Tuesday we have the next record fair, right? Don't forget it.
I don't forget it.
We are at Dortmund, and Günther is coming with us. Okay.
Also with us.
Okay, now I my take with records. Okay, do I show them all? Yeah, I show them all. Lovely record. Happy to have it. Found it on the record fair. Original pressing of Illegal. Wonderful edition.
She is obnoxious, huh?
If you're into Massive Attack, get this one if you haven't already. I know this is not the trip hop round.
Can you make yourself big, Michael?
I can. Yeah, at least I can.
And we have some backing noise somewhere.
Someone's talking.
So, highly recommended. And then I looked for that for quite some time. I had it on the OBC shop, but that wasn't for me. Finally got a nice Danzig.
Ah, yes, I have it.
Not easy to find. Now I have it. So another nice one, and not easy to get. I always forget the artist's name. It's Marzette Watts. Nice.
Oh, great cover.
Yeah, and first US pressing. Fantastic vinyl. Got this one from Günther. Look at the label. I love the label. Oh, there's a tape machine broken.
I love these inner sleeves, Michael.
Yeah, I love them too. And look, this is an amazing record. Everybody who's into improvisation, let's say free jazz, try this one. Another one, and this is now something really special, because I have never ever seen such a clean jacket.
Oh, wow.
Look at this. And this is the first press. There is no discoloring, not at all. And this is quite difficult to find. And so I upgraded my copy, because also the record itself, look at the spindle hole there, you can see this is almost unplayed.
It looks brand new.
And yeah, and it plays brand new. It plays like a new record. And with the first Kraftwerk, this is not so easy to achieve. And I'm really happy, because as you might all know, this is quite iconic for me. Those. And then Electronica, first British pressing of Pan American, and this record so desperately, in my opinion, needs an reissue. Wonderful electronic music. Really needs to be reissued. So that's my take on the record. As you can see, September has been. Look at him. Which pressing, George?
Oh, I think it's just one of the unofficials on white vinyl.
Ah, nice. It's a fantastic album, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, and somebody was saying the other night when I was talking about it on my channel that Glenn Danzig they think is behind all the unofficial pressings anyway. So he,
No, I think that was John. Bip Bop Boom
He said
something
then,
about
then
that.
it's probably
Yeah,
true. Then it's
kind of
probably-
makes sense.
Yeah, so that was okay. Got the Vinyl Me Please, but yeah, and I got the ERC, but that's it in a way. Acoustic Sounds, I got one. So the by far slowest month of the year for me, and I will get definitely more records in October than in September. At least I hope.
yeah, it looks like October is going to be pretty big for a bunch of reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. The season starts in a way, right?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. Well, you're inside a lot more, doing stuff inside.
And I think all of the don't the first three Atlantics come out, right? And
6th of October. 6th of October. Today the shipping
Asia?
of the Asia end of October. The Elephant it has its street day today, right?
Yeah.
What else? What else is coming? What else do we see?
That's
We will
enough for
see-
me.
Yeah, it's always enough, of course. We will see probably an announcement of the November Atlantic titles, I can imagine. Maybe in the middle of the month. And then end of October, we probably will talk about Elephant. Maybe Asia? No, it's too early, right? No, 20. No, we won't have the Asia by then.
The Elephant's available right now, right? It's shipping.
It
right?
shipped yesterday.
Yeah.
I bought the tape and the LP, and they both shipped yesterday. So
You get the
hopefully
tape, Jefferson. Okay,
yes,
cool.
I'll have a shootout for us. Guess which?
Oh,
I can
nice.
tell you which. I can tell you which one's going to win that. But yeah,
You are biased. You are biased.
I am. Yes, and yeah, unabashedly.
Well, you better be biased if you want it to sound good. You better be biased. Have that machine set up.
No,
Jefferson.
I have to be biased if I want to tell someone it sounds better, right?
Yeah, we're over biased and it'll sound different.
Yeah,
So
and it's
Jefferson
fun.
will get the Elephant.
Exactly.
George, will you get the Elephant?
I have not ordered it yet. I was
Nadine?
going to just listen to people talking about it for a while.
Nadine,
You know, George.
Me too.
Oh, sorry.
you get the Elephant?
No,
Grace?
I'm looking for the reviews, and then
Okay.
it's not so my kind of music. Maybe if I listen it on your system, I want it.
Jason, I think you won't get it, right? You are not a big fan of Mr. White Stripes.
Right, Jack White. I don't think he's a fan of me.
So he won't buy your UHBR too.
That's right.
Yeah, I can imagine this will be a big thing, and of course the releases of the Atlantic here, and probably tons of other stuff, as October is always a huge month. And start buying your Christmas records in November. They are also don't forget that. If you don't.
Yeah, that is a good point.
I have to admit, I do have 5 different copies of Charlie Brown Christmas, so I think I'm
Oh
done.
my God, I wish I would have one.
You have
Wow,
all
oh my
the
God.
versions, George.
I've got 5 different versions. Every time I see it in the store and there's a new color that I haven't got yet, I always buy one. And every year they put out a different color.
I love the peppermint. They had a peppermint version of that. I love.
It's the best sounding
Oh,
one.
yeah.
It's the best sounding one is the one that looks like a little candy cane. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
Really?
Nice.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. Any last words? Otherwise, we call it a month.
Yeah, my Discogs app is working again. Thanks for the tips and the hints.
Good.
Then the
good.
stream really
Nice.
makes sense. Yeah, tomorrow I'm streaming again. Will be a tough streaming weekend. Tomorrow I have John Darko on my channel. I would
Oh,
love
yeah,
to
yeah.
see you and join us if you find the time. Might
Yeah, I'll definitely watch that.
Yeah, you are high five.
Definitely.
High five. John Darko knows it.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining. I hope to see you back next month.
Thank you for having me, Michael.
Wait. We have an encore.
Oh,
it's
Small
still
batch.
clear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the craft.
Yeah. This is really good, actually. I was kind of shocked. So
It is. Why are you shocked when it's really good?
yes.
You didn't expect it to be that good.
Right. I did not. But this is awesome. You know,
Okay,
well
cool.
done.
And an awesome record, by the way.
Yes. Very interesting.
Yeah. Nice. Cool one. Nice encore. Okay. Oh, another.
Oh,
There we go.
Of course,
Raising the stakes here.
of course. Congratulations, Jefferson. I'm a little jealous now.
Just,
Who made this tape?
it's better if you hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that.
From which company is this tape, Jefferson?
The Tape Project. That's Paul Stubblebean, and he was one of the first people to promote audiophile reel to reel, like around.
Can you show it again, please?
2008. Yes, of course.
Please, because it looks awesome.
Yeah, Stubblebine's from the Bay Area, I think.
Yes, he is.
Make a copy for George.
What is that? 1 inch? Is that 1 inch?
No,
Or is it?
It's 2.25 inches.
Oh, 2 quarters in there. Okay.
He'll make it. I know he makes half inch, and his main machine is Tim de Paravincini. I just butchered his name, but anyway, he has a 1 inch machine that he does his production masters on too. But has the album cover.
Wow.
Jefferson,
Yeah.
will you get the Craft Monk to compare it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you will.
He talks about his things. Yeah. Anyway, thanks you guys. Sorry.
Thank
All
you
right.
all so much.
Thank
And
Thank you, Michael.
watch Jefferson's reel-to-reel video. It's really something.
Thank you.
Yeah,
guys so much.
absolutely will.